I'll start with introducing myself and then I'll pass it along to Robin. But hi, everyone. My name is Morgan Huntington. I'm the admission counselor for our College of Performing Arts here at Chapman. So I work with all of our dance majors as well as music and theater majors. So if you're all in the application process, you've probably gotten a lot of emails from me already. You'll continue seeing me in auditions and everything like that as well. Yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'll pass it on to Robin now.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Robin Kish. This is my 19th year here at Chapman, and I am currently serving as the interim chair of the dance department, and really excited to share with you a little bit about our program and especially answer any questions that any of the parents out there or future students might have about the program and even the process. So I will, and we'll try to kind of keep an eye on the chat as well as letting people in. So let me go ahead and share my screen. See if I remember how to do this. Okay. We all seeing that, I hope? Okay, Morgan said yes, so I think we're good. All right, so go ahead, Morgan, you wanna
Started? Yeah, so we're just going to talk a little bit about our department in general, our programs and things like that, and then we're going to have a lot of time for questions as well. So if anyone does have any questions, feel free to type them in the chat throughout, and then we'll have a good chunk of time at the end. So we want to go to the next slide. Perfect. So we're just going to show you a little bit of our building since you all are here virtually. We want to be able to show you our space. So this is our Sandy Simon Center for Dance. It just opened just under 2 years ago, so it's still pretty new to us. This is a little closer view of it. So it used to actually be a sun-kissed orange packing plant, which is why we have that little sun-kissed logo. But we were able to fully redo the inside, which is really great. We can go into some other photos. So here's the main entrance area. I don't know if any of you have had a chance to come to campus, if maybe you'll get a chance to come for auditions. This is where you'll kind of enter into the building. You can see our beautiful dancer statue there, a lot of great space to hang out outside as well. All right. Do you want me?
Yeah, I got it. So so at Chapman, we offer both a BA in dance and a BFA in dance performance. So our BA in dance, basically all students that come to Chapman start as BA majors, and we have maintained this over the entire time I've been here because we feel like students, it takes some time to really decide what they want, and sometimes they get excited also about other majors, other topics. So everyone comes in as a BA. It's ideal, especially for students who want to be a double major, so they can come and have that conservatory strong training in a program, and then at the same time be able to study other subjects such as business, political science, health sciences, engineering. We've had students pretty much do any other major on campus also. It's a 47 credit major, and then we have our BFA in dance performance. So the BFA is what they do is the end of your sophomore year at Chapman is when you audition for the BFA program. And so you audition then if that's what you've decided is the track that you really want to pursue. And then that major it will be a total of 77 credits. So everyone's together initially, and then the last 2 years, junior and senior year, some of the students are just spending more of their credits within the dance department, where the BAs are spending some of their time outside of the dance department because of their other studies and the other things that they're interested in. To be perfectly honest, if you ask me, I couldn't tell you who's a BA or a BFA because all of our students are very involved. And our BA and our BFA are equally robust. So it just gives students options, especially if they have other things they're passionate or excited about in academics or other careers. We believe in setting students up for success for not just their diva dance moment career, but also for other, kind of choices throughout their entire life post-college. Along with the BA in dance and the BFA in dance, we also have a dance minor. The dance minors will audition in the spring of their first year or in their sophomore year. And we currently have about close to about 50 minors that it's more of a dance studies minor, but they are involved in a lot of the student orgs and other uh, activities across campus. So those are our degrees that we offer. Here's just another picture of our building. What is just a fun fact, the wall that you see, the wood wall, that was the actual flooring of the original Sunkist packing plant. And they kind of painstakingly took up all that flooring and found every little piece that they wanted to use. And then it is used on part of the interior wall of the building. So a lot of thought went into this building for restoration and kind of maintaining the essence of the original building. Here is one of our studios. This is our performance studio. We can turn it into a full black box. It has lighting that's hung. We have bleachers that come out. So it's nice that we have internally in the dance department a space that we can do smaller showcases and shows. And also because we can make it fully black, it's great for filming, for dancers to film reels or do dance shots, photography shots, and things like that. Here is our tap studio. It's a very nice sized tap studio. We have one of our faculty members, Brandy Lara, who really develops a great tap program. So we have a couple tap classes, plus they always have a show in the spring that is specifically for tap, and they do a whole tap festival. So those of you that are interested in tap, it's definitely something that's supported. And then in total, we have 6 studio spaces. So the performance space, the tap studio, and then we have 4 studios that look all about similar to this one. This is one of the 4, all natural light. We've got great windows, which is amazing. Every studio has a piano. We have an accompanist. We have, mirrors and curtains that we can close. And so these are all very nicely, very large studios that support all of our majors. We are NASD accredited. We just went through our most recent accreditation, and this is accreditation by the National Association of Schools of Dance. And this is a national body that looks at dance programs. And so we have to have and maintain certain standards to maintain our accreditation. From 2019 through 2024, we've been named one of the best college dance programs by danceusa.org for 5 consecutive years. So we're really proud of that. Kind of going quickly because I want to make sure we have time for questions and answers. Our studio, you now see more stairs. Our building is actually 3 levels. We have the ground level, the middle level is where our 4 studios are, and then we have classrooms up on the top level, which actually sit on top of our performance space, which is kind of fun. We have student lounge areas, so students have plenty of place to sit, study, refrigerator, microwave, all that fun stuff. The essentials. There's just another image of our classroom as well as more lounge space. We really encourage students to have some downtime, find some time to do homework, all of that good stuff. And also our other main classroom. And in our classrooms, as much as we are We teach ballet, modern, and jazz equally. They're all equally weighted in our program. We also have the academics. So dancers are going to learn history of dance. They're going to learn dance production and how all the elements of being behind the scenes. They are going to have anatomy with me. They would have kinesiology and injury prevention with me. We also do music for dancers. We have somatics. And dance history, and also a senior seminar course, which prepares them for careers in dance, preparing them and teaching them how to network within the industry. So they spend a lot of time in this classroom because they are learning all the academic side of the dance world and being an artist. We also have a training center. So we have currently 4 reformers and a couple Wunda chairs and some barrels. We offer a mat class, which teaches them all the mat repertoire to prepare them for going into certification programs. And we also teach reformer classes. And once they've taken a reformer class, they are able to go in and use the space and work out. So it saves them a lot of money not having to go out to another studio. And our goal is to teach them and get them comfortable enough that as they graduate, they could go into a certification program and they're already going to be well ahead of anybody else in that group that they're going into, because they will have had so much experience, both training their own bodies, but also teaching each other. So we're really excited to have this space. And then I'll hand it back to Morgan.
Awesome. So I'm going to talk a little bit about our application and audition process. I know we've already gotten a couple questions about this in the chat, so I'll try to answer all of those now. I'm assuming that a lot of you here are seniors this year, or family members of a senior student, but we might have some juniors or sophomores, or even freshmen as well. So I'll address kind of the whole process for anyone who's not familiar. So Chapman's on the Common App system. So the first step is to just fill out that Common App. Once you've done that, as long as dance is selected as your primary major, you'll get an email that's prompting you to fill out a creative supplement. So the creative supplement is where all of your dance materials actually go. What we require for our program are pre-screen audition videos. So we have a 2-minute audition solo requirement. If you want to break that up into 2 pieces that are 1 minute each, or just 1 piece that's 2 minutes, you have the freedom to do either way. And then we also require a goal statement that's basically just about what your goals are as a dancer in the department at Chapman in general. You can find the exact prompt for that on our website as well, but it will also be in your creative supplement prompt when you get that. A dance resume and a headshot. The headshot does not need to be professional. It can be on your phone, whatever works, as long as, we just get to put a face to a name. And your resume is just for us to see kind of what sort of training you've had. So those are all of the materials that are submitted when you're applying for the program. Once all of those goes in, our faculty are reviewing those materials on a rolling basis, and they are inviting some students to a live audition. So if you are invited to a live audition, you'll get an email letting you know. Those happen both in person and virtually. I know one question we got was the benefits of in-person versus virtual. And truly it's just whatever works best for you. We have that virtual option we know that not everyone's able to travel here. We try to basically structure the day the exact same for both in-person and virtual. The virtual audition is not happening until February, whereas we have some in-person auditions starting up this month actually. So that's the timeline is kind of the main thing, is that you wouldn't receive a decision until after your audition. So it would push back that timeline. But a lot of our students are going to have to wait to receive a decision anyways. So really it's up to you, and just whatever works best with your scheduling and your travel and whatever works for you. And then I put on here our regular decision deadlines. This is the final deadline you can apply for our program, is January 15th. This is a deadline for both the Common App and the creative supplement. Our dance program does have a priority deadline of November 1st. So that's already passed for this year. So you can still apply by January 15th, but you're just not part of that priority deadline group. But if you're junior or younger, then keep that November 1st date in mind for future years.
Okay. So just some pictures of some of our students. We're going to be participating in the Laguna Dance Festival this year. So you might see some of these images show up on social media. Performances, we do a lot of performances, and I know as dancers going into colleges, one of the questions that always comes up is what are the opportunities that I'm going to have? Because we are an only undergrad program, we do not have any graduate students in our program. All of our focus and all of our resources are on our undergraduate students, and that allows us to create many performance opportunities for them. In the fall, we have 2 concerts that are faculty driven. One is called Masters at Chapman, which is bringing in guest artists from all over the place in order to work with our students. And then also we have our fall faculty concert, which is faculty and guest artists also. So we have 2 concerts always in the fall where you get to work with faculty and industry artists. And then in the spring, we shift gears and go into student choreographed concerts. Especially if choreography is something that you are interested in as a student. We do a lot of student choreography. We will have 5 spring concerts, and they are spread out over the course of the year. And what they do is they allow all of our students to have opportunities to choreograph. Starting in your sophomore year, you can start choreographing in your sophomore year, and then you can choreograph your sophomore year, junior, in your senior year. So many programs, it's very limited. They might only produce 10 pieces of student works a year. Out of the 5 spring concerts, we're in the 90s as far as how many pieces of student choreography we produce. And they're all at varying levels and different pedagogy levels, but it gives students a ongoing opportunity to work on their craft as choreographers. And because we really support the choreography process, it means there's a lot of opportunities for students to dance. Most students are in at least 1, if not up to 3, and the max would be 4 potential pieces in the spring, and that could be spread out over many concerts or maybe 2 in 1. It all depends. But there are a lot of opportunities. And as you are looking at schools that you all get accepted to, that would be a question to ask schools. I can guarantee lots of choreography and lots of performance opportunities. Along with what we do within our department, that is all department supported, there are also a lot of clubs that are dance focused on campus, and that is another opportunity. Students find outlets for choreography and also for performance. You can always ask us about tickets to future events. It's on the Chapman webpage, and if anything is in the Musco Center, this is a beautiful picture of our Musco at night. Those are also on the website. And if you're coming to some of the auditions, sometimes they're aligned with a show, and you've probably received some information about that. So to just give you an idea, these are the artists that we're working with our students with Masters at Chapman this year. Both Riley Roberts and Genevieve Carson are alumni of Chapman, so it's also great having alumni come back that are working artists in the industry today, and they're able to come back and help with and work with our students. And then our fall faculty concert, we have choreography by Jennifer Backhouse, who runs Backhouse Dance, which is a premier modern dance company here in Southern California. Doug Baum, contemporary ballet, Julianne O'Brien, who is our interim associate dean. Jessica Torres, one of our faculty members, Ido Tadmore. And then also this year, we're featuring repertory from Sophisticated Ladies. So what you will find in all of our events are concert, contemporary dance, jazz, ballet, dancers and ladukas. So kind of the whole gamut of styles in our shows and what we produce and what we support our students doing. We also have this wonderful relationship with the Musco Theater, and Maribel Musco supports a dance series every year. And this year we've already had Hubbard Street Dance Chicago, Dance Theater of Harlem, and then in January, Doug Verone and dancers from New York will be here with our students. What's really great is it's not just we go see them at the Musco Theater, which then our students get free tickets to those shows to see these amazing companies, but also these companies are actually, their dancers are in our studios teaching classes, giving lectures, talking about
You didn't do what I said. Said to go pee. Go to the
talking about their companies and their process, and teaching them. And what's unique this year with Doug Verone and dancers is our dancers, we have 12 dancers that are actually learning rep, and they will be on stage with the company. So they'll be performing, and then the company comes in when they're here at Musco. So we're very proud of this series that we do with supported by Maribel Musco, and every year we bring in other artists to support this series. Here's just, I mentioned all of the concerts we do. This just happened to be our 22-23 season, and all of the different concerts and styles. And they range in the different theaters. But in the 22-23, we had 98 dances and choreograph. Those were how many choreographers that we had. So all those dances had a good number of dancers in them. We have wonderful faculty that have a very long professional careers in various avenues and with different interests. Two of our artists that we like to highlight is also Dwight Roden, who's one of our full-time faculty members, who is the founder and director of Complexions Ballet. And then we have Ido Tadmore, who's our presidential fellow, who is has a very famous international career, and we're very glad to have him here. He teaches a beautiful ballet class. We've also had relationships with Cirque du Soleil, Body Traffic, Pilobolus, all of these companies and many more. And so it's great to have these artists in our building working with our students. And then dance clubs. On campus, we have Chapman Dance Alliance, which if you come to Chapman, you're automatically a part of Chapman Dance Alliance. That's kind of a core organization. And you'll probably see them a lot on Instagram. They're really good at posting all their stuff. And so that is a dance club that puts on a major show in the fall, which is another great opportunity for performances. We do have a dance team. We're undefeated. And so this is a picture of our dance team from a couple years ago. There's a tap ensemble called Cute. Team Shaka, which is a hip hop group, Floor 13. Also, we have a stilettos club where students are learning to work in heels, which is something that happens a lot in the industry. We also have a dance and film club where they do film shoots. They work with our Dodge Film School, and they interact with them as far as creating very interesting short films. And then we also have a newer club called Collab, which is more of a contemporary student org. Looking at our alum, so while you might see Taylor Swift, I really am looking at the two dancers to her right. Those are two of our alum, probably about 15 years apart are those two alum, but those are two that are traveling all around the world with Taylor Swift right now. We've also had dancers that were currently with Paula Abdul and other artists. So our alum within the dance world are doing commercial dance, they're working with artists, they're doing film, TV, industrials, but we also have dancers equally involved in the modern ballet companies, contemporary dance companies, LA Jazz, so multiple different venues. Many of our dancers go and do cruise ships. Some do their single tour. Others go on and actually find an entire career working within the cruise industry. We have many that are on Broadway tours. Natalie on the far right was also a Rockette for several years. We've got NBA, NFL cheerleaders, and many that are teaching and choreographing, working in the convention industry also. Adjacent to dance, again, our dancers are not just technically amazing and great performers, but they're really smart and they're very curious about the world. And many of our dancers eventually find their careers in other places, such as physical therapy. We have several in med school right now, marketing, PR and ad, business administration, teachers. An accountant. We have one that's in the UK getting her PhD in genetics at Cambridge. So our alum go everywhere and use all the skills that they learn from our dance program and their other studies as they move through their lives. So here are just some of our dancers. Again, we've got one on Funny Girl on the national tour right now. We have another dancer that's in the North American tour of Lion King, Cruise Lines, Azuki Maeda, who's also one of our faculty members. She's on a faculty with a convention, but she also has her own. Rob Sai, all of you dancers on this video, you should all be Instagramming and following Dance Prehab. Amazing information about how to keep yourself healthy as a dancer. Wellness is something we take really seriously. We've had students, this Coastal Core Pilates, if you're in SoCal, we have an alum that just opened her own Pilates studio. We have an alum that's up in Salt Lake City in Salt 2. This is Emerson. Nicole Hagen's working in New York. Drew, if you just saw the recent movie Wolf something, The Wolves, it was a George Clooney movie. You would see Drew Galiwa in that, dancing in there. So it's the whole range of what our alum do. We're really proud of them as they go off into the world. All right.
Right. I'll give you a little talking break. So a little bit about our summer intensives that we offer. For any of you, if you're any age in high school, you're able to take advantage of these opportunities. So we actually have 2 summer intensives happening, which we're super excited about in partnership with some other dance organizations. So we have the Backhouse Dance Intensive that takes place, I believe it's in July of this next year, July 2025. It's a 3-week dance intensive. It's up to you if you want to do 1 week or 2 weeks or all 3. So there's a lot of flexibility there. But it's a really great chance. It's hosted at Chapman, so you get to dance in our spaces with a lot of our faculty members. A lot of our Chapman students and alum are involved as well. Jenny Backhouse, this is her contemporary company, and she's been a longtime faculty member with the Chapman Dance Department. So we have really close ties with that company, which is really great that we have this intensive that our prospective students as well as our current students get a chance to participate in. So keep an eye out for that. If you want any information, feel free to send us an email and we can connect you with that. And then in addition to that, we also partner with Jacob's Pillow and we offer a Jacob's Pillow 360 intensive. That's over a weekend in August this coming year, I believe. So very similar. It's happening at our studios, so you get a chance to dance in our space. And again, work with a lot of the Chapman faculty and students as well. So both really good opportunities to keep an eye out for if you're wanting to learn more about our program or just kind of get an idea of what it's like to dance with some of the people in our program. Definitely look into those opportunities. Yeah.
Wonderful. As far as venues, here's another picture of the Musco Center for the Arts. It's a beautiful space. Here's the inside of the theater. So our students get to dance. They get to choreograph on this stage and also work with artists. So it's a great experience for them to be in this space. And then we also have the Waltmar Theater, and the Waltmar Theater is a very beautiful, intimate setting, which is perfect for dance. And our students dance and choreograph on this space also. So that was a lot really quick, but we wanted to make sure, I'm gonna stop sharing here to see if anyone has questions, anything at all. We're kind of here for you. I don't.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say we have questions in the chat that I've been responding to, but I can start reading some of them out loud and we can start answering those if that works. For the ones that I haven't quite gotten to yet. But I'll start with, I see one that says, how soon will we find out? I've had a few people ask us this, if you applied for the priority deadline. If you've received an audition, you should expect to hear from us by the end of next week if you haven't heard anything yet. So again, we're reviewing everything on a rolling basis. I saw someone else ask also if you're able to schedule a tour if you come for the live audition. So in terms of the studio itself, there isn't an official tour during the audition, but you get a chance to really be in all the spaces and see it all. And we also do a welcome and Q&A then where you get to learn more about the program then as well. In terms of campus tours, we don't have any Saturday campus tours on the days of our auditions, but there are self-guided tours. So if you have an interest in that, you can always just reach out and we can show you how you can do that. So you can check out the rest of campus. But that was one question. Let's see. Robin, you can maybe take this one. Does the Chapman Department of Dance offer ballroom classes?
Yes, we have Elena Brill who teaches ballroom. For a while, one of the students that was dancing with Taylor Swift had a ballroom club, but as she graduated, it kind of went poof. But we do have the ballroom classes. We also have hip hop and hip hop in different styles. So we're always bringing in other types and styles of dance, but ballroom is always there as well as hip hop.
Okay, I'll take the next question. I see it says, are there any internship opportunities with Disney? Since we are, if anyone's unfamiliar, about 10 minutes away from Disneyland here at Chapman. In short, yes, we have a lot of really close ties with Disney. A lot of our students work there while they're students here over the summer. We have a lot of people who are performers at Disneyland while they're students. So we have a lot of close connections. We have a really great career advisor who works specifically with our students in the performing arts. And he has a lot of really good ties with Disney. So we've been able to host some on-campus events, mock auditions, panels, things like that. So there's a lot of good ways to be connected with them. And we have a lot of students who work with them. So there's definitely a good pipeline for that if you're interested in working for Disney at any point.
I see the question about do we have classical ballet focus? What I'd say is we have classical and we have contemporary. Same with jazz. You're going to have jazz that is in, more Broadway style. You're going to have more a contemporary vibe. You're going to have more of a fusion with kind of hip hop styles. So we believe firmly that a dancer in today's world needs to be a chameleon in the sense that they have the adaptability. Most of the dancers that we see are doing concert stuff, they're doing commercial stuff, they're doing, they did a commercial and then they're on doing working with Entity, which is a contemporary, more jazz company, that they're doing all sorts of things. So there are styles in that. Now, if every day in your life you need to be in point shoes, mine are bronzed on the shelf over here. But if that is something that's really important to you, then we're not just a straight up ballet program. But you'll be taking classes from, we have Larry Rosenberg who runs Anaheim Ballet, which is a very traditional classical ballet. But then we've got Dwight Roden who's doing his Neek, which is contemporary style. So it's always the range. Same with modern. It's not just Horton, but you'll get some Horton. It's not just Graham, but you will get Graham. So you'll get a wide range so that you can create the artistry that you want to create. So hopefully that helps.
I see this, I think would be a good one for you as well, Robin. Are there any opportunities to do folk dance?
There are many clubs on campus that do different styles of dance. We actually have a student this semester that's going to incorporate flamenco dance with a fusion of modern in her choreography a proposal that she's doing. So students are more than welcome to bring in things that are from their background. We haven't currently had a specific class in a specific type of folk dance, but it is encouraging. We also teach a dance and world cultures class, which is a lecture class that also introduces students to multiple different kinds of cultural dance styles. Oh, I see. I'll grab this one. Are there any current students signed to dance agencies? So yes, we have majors that are with agencies. We also have majors that have been assisting with the convention competition circuit. What we strongly suggest is that students work with their agents to do their work in the summer. It's hard, regardless of dance, you can't miss your calculus class, right? Or your Spanish class or your history class for, your general education to go and do a shoot in LA for 2 days or whatever it is. So it's better if you work with your agent to be only maybe available on weekends or in the summer. Same with conventions. A lot of our students will go and do still some assist, but we ask everyone to have good conversations with us and have conversations with the conventions so that they understand that school's your priority first, and then you figure out how to make that work. So we always have good communication going back and forth. And in your senior year, we bring talent agents to campus to meet with all of the students and talk about their agency, and we give them the resumes and CVs and all that.
So, okay, I see one that I will take now that says, how heavily is students' GPA considered for acceptance into the program? So there's not an exact science to how it's considered. All that I can say is we do take that into account. We're looking primarily at your dance application and your audition. That's going to be like the #1 factor, but we are looking heavily at your grades and your involvements and everything else in your admissions application as well, and taking those into consideration. As we've been talking about, you're not going to only be taking dance classes when you're at Chapman, you're also going to be taking other classes. So we want to make sure that you're going to be successful when it comes to that. But it's a process where we're looking through everything and we're working closely with our admissions team so that we have all of that information on each student that's applying. I also really quickly have to head out, but Robin's going to keep answering some questions. I'm also going to put my email into the chat for anyone. So if you have any questions after this, feel free to email them to me.
Great. Thanks, Morgan. Okay, so there's some questions here about how many students do you plan to accept in the freshman class and kind of what does a freshman class look like? Hold on, I got to make sure I don't have an injured student. Hold on. I'm online.
Okay, sorry.
Can I get back to you?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Sorry, all the students are in registration mode right now, so they're asking for help. Okay, so after we do all our screening and we get to our acceptances, our aim, what we're looking for is between 35 to 40 students in our freshman class. That's kind of the goal of the sweet spot for our for each cohort moving through. And so an average schedule for a freshman dance major, let's say in the fall, you have an intro to dance studies class, which is an academic class where you learn some history, you do some writing, you do a little criticism about dance. We learn a little bit about health and wellness. So that's an academic class, but then you'll also take ballet twice a week, modern twice a week, jazz twice a week. You're always jazz. Again, jazz is equal to ballet and modern. It's always there. Then students can augment with electives such as hip hop, Pilates, yoga, various ballrooms, so they can pull in those electives. And then they're going to be taking general education classes. So whether that's their math, their general history class, a foreign language class. So there's always a mixture of your academics outside of dance, some in dance, and then your technique classes. And then after that, at the end of the day, our rehearsals are usually in the evenings and on the weekends. So dancers can be in class all day in various different ways, and then at night be in rehearsal until the show. So hopefully that answers, I kind of tried to group a couple of those questions together. And if anyone has one that you just want to actually be a person and jump, there we go. So go ahead. Kia?
Yes, if they're not accepted into the dance program, are they able to take the dance classes still?
So if they're not accepted as a major, we have the elective classes and they can always apply to be a minor. And so those dance classes are available to those students. They're not allowed to take any of the major courses, but they are definitely available to take all the electives and some of the, like that we do have a ballet, modern, and jazz that's available to those students.
Okay, thank you so much.
Lisa? I see your hands up.
Two-part question. How many applicants do you usually get for the dance major?
Yeah, so we average between 350 and 400 applicants.
Okay. And will everyone get a live audition, or is it still very selective? How many will get an audition?
Yeah, so from the applicants, then we do a pre-screen. We take about 50% on our pre-screen. And then from the pre-screen, all of those we make sure there's a spot that they can get a live audition, or a virtual audition, which is, I guess, still live. And then we go from there.
Thank you.
What are you looking for? You know, I think one thing as far as what we're looking for is Chapman's not looking for a cookie cutter dancer. Everyone that comes has amazing technical and performance skills. We're looking for interesting people. We don't want everyone to look the same. We don't want everyone to just have the same skill set. We're interested in people that might be stronger in jazz and maybe not as high a level in ballet, or vice versa. We're looking for people that are interested in being curious. And that's one thing when you do come to the live audition, I don't think Morgan mentioned this. One thing that we do that I think is unique to Chapman is you come and you do your solo, and then we do a one-on-one conversation with you. So it's not everyone take ballet class and then there's a cut, and everyone do a modern combo and then a cut. We see all of you that come for a live audition one-on-one, and we spend a few minutes talking to you because we want to know who you are. We want to know that you're a good fit for us and we're a good fit for you. So that's an important part of our process. It's very time consuming, but it's very valuable for the type of students that we attract and that we get to Chapman. Anyone? When will we find out the time slot for the solo? So if we're attending a live audition, typically what happens in the live auditions is there's a little bit of a Q&A in the beginning. If we don't have a performance linked to it, then we might have some students show a short little, maybe 3-minute work. So just so you can see our students, we usually have the students there. So parents and students, prospective students can ask us questions. We do a warm-up class for all of the students that are in the audition. So everyone, and no one's evaluating that class. It's just taught by some of the faculty, and you just take a class to get your body warm up. And then typically it goes in alphabetical order. However, if you've got a flight, if you have a tight schedule, we always encourage you to reach out to Morgan and just let her know, and she can arrange like the order. So it's not an absolute like set time. And how many we get through in an hour is just dependent on how many people are in any given audition. So hopefully that also helps. Performance opportunities are in all styles: hip hop, jazz, contemporary point, tap. Choreographers, again, like right now we have choreographers that are going to do some stuff in more hip hop. Some want to do some heels, others want to do contemporary. We encourage it all and you to find your own voice in whichever art form. You're going to have to train in all styles because that's what our program is about. But by the time you get towards your senior year, you might find you're specializing a little bit more in one area than another. But you'll have experience in performance as well as classes in as many kind of activities as you want to do. Double majors. I think a lot of the reason why students come to Chapman is because you're all smart cookies, you're excited about multiple things and you're interested in other avenues. And so a dual major is possible. It's much easier with the BA just because it gives you more flexibility in credits. But you're still as active in the department as you want to be. Same with the BFA. And then it's just you're taking on some extra credits for your other major. I'm the freshman advisor, so over the summer we start talking about your goals beyond just dance, because we care about you as a human and what you're doing in your human world, not just your dancer on stage world. And so if you want to go into real estate or you want to be a researcher in a biochem lab, like what does that look like? And then we work very closely with the Academic Advising Center to try to help you figure out how to balance the two majors and get through in 4 years. Because we want you in and out. We love you all, but we want you out in 4 years. Your parents want to be done paying for school in 4 years. So this isn't, you're not going to drag this out. We're going to figure out how to make that happen. Joanna.
Okay. Because some circumstances, we don't know, can we go to the live audition until very, very last minute? How soon do we need to let you guys know?
Oh, I'm sorry. You broke up. Can you say that
Okay.
one more?
For some circumstances that we have right now, we don't know how, that we don't know when can we go to the audition, the live audition. So how what is the latest to sign up? Can we just show up in the day on the November or December 7th?
So they do cap out. So I would, if you have if anyone here has any specific like unique issues, I would reach out to Morgan and she will help you figure out how to make it best work for you.
Okay.
Yeah, because there is like we do cap on how many in a day. And that's for all of you also, because you don't want to be the last one and we're exhausted because we've been there for 6 hours. So we want to make sure that we're fresh and see everybody equally. So yeah, reach out to Morgan, especially if you have a unique situation, so we can help you out.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Any other? We have a few more minutes. I'm trying to see if I can. In the scholarships, somebody asked about scholarships. Chapman has a certain level of scholarship that comes with like academics and academic standing, and there's a couple tiers to that. And then in the dance program, we do have a small amount of scholarship, but not a ton. And so that all comes out with your financial package after you've gotten your acceptance. not huge scholarships as far as dance, but the university has some pretty substantial kind of tiers. Most of our students are on some sort of scholarship and not paying basically the full price of college. If you are coming to do a live audition, you can do a tour before, you can come into the building and just observe. All of our studios have windows so you can see what's going on in the building, and just see what's going on, and that's fine. Someone raised their hand. Go ahead. Is that Roshni? Sorry if I just messed up your name.
Sorry, I'm on my phone and I was trying to figure this out.
It's okay.
No, I have a question. So if he does get accepted for the in-person live audition, do we just, because we're coming from Texas, so do we plan on like staying there, for the whole day, like for the weekend, I'm assuming? I know I had asked about the tour as well, so I was thinking even staying there till like Monday or Tuesday. I guess that was my question. If it's like a whole day Saturday audition process.
Yeah, I mean, the general time frame for an audition, we usually start around 9 and we try to be done by 1. So
Okay.
that's the range. You can easily go walk all over campus on your own. You'll be in the building, and we always have students here, so they can talk to our students about the campus and about the program and all of that. So, and again, if you end up having, like, you come in Friday, but you're going to have to leave Saturday night because everyone's got busy schedules, you would just let Morgan know if you've got something tight on your schedule.
Okay, thank you.
Edgar.
Hi, my name is Edgar. Hi, Robin. How are you?
Hi, I'm good.
My question is in regards to your dance department. Do you have a program that kind of helps support them if they're interested in like musical theater or theater?
Yeah, well, many of our, we have several faculty that have had Broadway careers. So just in general, in their jazz techniques, they're going to get some of that style. We have a class that's specifically Dance Through the Decades, and how a lot of musical theater is based in social traditional dances and teaching them those styles. Also, the dancers as electives can go take acting classes. And there are also places with the music department within COPA that you can take voice and singing classes. So there are opportunities. There's also usually a musical theater production done every year that's sponsored over in theater, and there's a musical theater club also. So there are ways that students can develop become more of a triple threat.
Right, that's what I was going to ask you.
Yeah, we're not a specific musical theater program, but we've got dancers that are in musical theater, and we help them figure out who to work with to build up those chops.
Okay. Speaking from experience, I think that's really important for the triple threat factor if they're going in that direction. So that's good. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, Stephen Sophia, one of our faculty members, had a 20+ year career on Broadway, and several of our others. So again, our kids are going to go in multiple different directions, even if they don't know it yet.
Right. Thank you so much.
About how long in-person audition, the solo, it can either be what you did and you previously submitted, or it could be something new. It's up to you, whatever you feel like is going to show you off in the best light. And then the interview afterwards, I think on total, it's usually around 8 minutes that we spend with the dancer to come in and see you dance and then have a conversation. We usually have you dance first and then you're completely out of breath and then we have a conversation with you. Okay, yeah, Joanna.
We submit the YAGP, the audition. Do I need to dress up like that to the in-person audition? YAGP is the ballet,
Right, right,
So we submit that as the audition piece. Do I
right.
need to borrow the tutu again or rent the tutu? No.
No. Don't, no. We're just want to see your student dance and that's it. We don't need to go into all of that at all. Make it simple. Life's crazy and busy enough for all of you parents with kids and dance. So no, keep it simple.
Thank you. Thank you for understanding.
Uh-huh. It doesn't have to be 2 minutes. It can be a minute. What you want to show is your best side or your best talent. If, however, you want to show off like hip hop or tap, maybe you have a specialty, strongly encourage you also to show us something that shows that you understand developes in ballet. Like you can get I would really reread the prompt that is listed on the audition online, because it talks about, can you get in and out of the floor? Do you show elevation? Do you show range? So especially if it's a tap or a hip hop solo, make sure that you show us something else, just so that we can see the balance of your training. Yeah, Joanna.
Sorry, so many questions.
Okay.
The in-person, of course, we want to come in for in-person, but however, if we cannot make it, and then we do the virtual, so we already submit the virtual one, is that good enough, or do we need to do another virtual? How's it?
Yeah, so for all of you, if because you've done let's say you've done the pre-screen, you've been accepted, you've been as far as being asked to come and audition, you then have an option. The virtual audition allows us to have that one-on-one conversation with you. Or if schedule, time, life just is not going to make it happen for you, you would let Morgan know that you want us to just review and make our decision based on what the pre-screen video was. And that's fine too. It's always, again, we enjoy talking with each student. We want to see your face and talk to you. But if if it's a virtual way, but if that's not working, then that is okay also. If you can, because I think there was something about finding studio and time, and that might be hard, you could still sign up for the virtual audition and then we can rewatch what you already submitted and just have the conversation with you, and that would be okay also. We have that virtual audition to try to be flexible for families and students based on their own situations.
I see. Yeah, because it's Nutcracker season right now, all the mandatory rehearsal.
Right. Well, and we have auditions that are in January and there's one in February. So
I see.
there are
Okay.
many.
Thank you.
Okay, Allie. And then Tracy.
Hi. So I was looking at the audition spots and I was wondering if you do the virtual one, do the spots fill up as you go along, like for positions in the BA program?
We hold, because all the early decision and early action, that kind of gets evaluated in a clump, kind of regardless of where you are in the cycle, or when you do the audition, and then the regular action is kind of later on. I mean, it's always nice if we see you, but if you're like, no, that's only going to work, that's fine. We wait a kind of a long time because we want to see the whole pool of people before we start sending out all of our acceptances, and those don't
Mhm.
usually start rolling out till end of January, February, as far as the first round. So if you're at the virtual, you will be fine. We look at everybody equally.
Okay, thank you.
Tracy, did you have a? Oh, you're still muted.
Thank you. Sorry. You were talking about the solo piece earlier, and you were saying to pay attention to the prompts, and if the student is proficient in tap and was going to do a tap solo, I just want to make sure I understood you, and this is very helpful because it was a question on my mind. You're saying that if they're a tapper, that maybe they should go like another route to answer the questions, the prompts.
Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna do the prompt for like what we want to see movement wise. So
right,
if
is not really geared for tap.
well, we love seeing a great tapper. So show us your great tap, show us your great ballroom, show us your great hip hop, any of those styles. It shows how dynamic you are. But what I would do, because you have 2 minutes, is I would do maybe a minute tap and then a minute contemporary, or a minute, like you can submit up to 2 minutes. And
Okay,
even
so
live, you can do the same thing. You can show us your tap and then switch shoes. We'll give you time, catch your breath, drink some water, and then do a little contemporary or ballet or something else.
so they can do both.
Yes,
Okay, that's
yeah,
very
it's
helpful.
just within that time frame. So we're not doing 2-minute solos. You got figure out how you want to use your 2 minutes.
Yeah.
For the live. Mhm.
And so you give them a break when they're changing shoes.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, I can, so kind of one more question. Let's see, was there somebody else? Did it go down? Cool. Tracy, did you have another question?
No, sorry.
Hands is up. That's okay. All right. Well, we look forward to seeing many of you. And we're enjoying watching everybody's videos that come in, and will continue to come in. Please, if you're in the area, come see one of our shows, and so you can see the range of what we do here at Chapman. And really, we want you to find the best spot for you and have the people that are the best fit for us also. So that's what we're looking for. And we look forward to meeting all of you.